Hi, Aquarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. Excuse me. This is your reading for the month of January 2023. I have to get used to saying that. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. Um, I'm having a special where I offer a one question reading, like it'll be a 10 or 15-minute reading for $30. I also offer IET, which is a healing modality. You could read more about it on my website, and I sort of describe it more in person on the Lady of Guadalupe video. Please check out my lives. You can find them all on the community page. They give a lot of information and tools to use to change energy, to change energy. Okay, it's very early in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. And I guess I chose not to sleep. So the little mini message is there's no time like the present. You know, and I'll get to it later, or I'll do something later. Okay. But, if there's something you have to do or you want to do, then begin. All right. Got my iced coffee. I'm all ready. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on. 2, 3. All right. So we start with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is such a unusual card. So traditionally, the Six of Cups is about the past, a little gift. It's really odd. They're like in this little medieval setting and stuff. And one is offering the other one a gift. And the other one is taking it, which, there's certain cards where it's like the gift is offered and it's like, I don't think so. And there's a sweetness to that card. There's an innocence. There's a sense of nostalgia, reminiscence, memory. A lot of people read it as a past life card. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. Then we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is, so on the negative side of the Seven of Cups, this would be like illusion, delusion, you're living in a fantasy. On the positive side of the Seven of Cups is, go out and grab your dream, right? And we're sort of living in like this past. Is the past now? Is the, and here I say, like, the time is now, right? And then we have the seven. So, you know what I think it is, actually? I think sometimes we have memories of things, right? And we enhance them one way or another. We enhance them one way or another. It's like we make something worse than what it was or better than what it was. But I don't think, sometimes when you look back at your life or your experience, it's I don't know if we really see it in a real way. I really don't. It's funny because before the video, I was just thinking about things. Not well, yes, I thought about what I was going to wear, but aside from that, I was just thinking about experiences I've had in my life, because it's living here in a different country, in a different culture, it really there's an inward thing going on with me, like really deep. And what really came to me is that you can't be defined, or I can't be defined. Like, but I don't think it came to me for no reason. by my wound. Take that in. Take that in. Because some, things happen in our lives, and we have heartache, and we have disappointment, and we have rejection, and whatever. And sometimes I think there's a big percentage of the population, and I'm speaking from personal experience. It's not like I'm sitting in like, oh, I know, and I'm so spiritual, and you know nothing. I wouldn't really have the patience for that. I've lived there. I've lived in this place of I'm defined by my wound. I'm defined by the things that are like wrong with me. Interesting, right? And it's not like I haven't had this thought before, but I feel like there's this energy of understanding that and saying, you know what? Yeah, I don't fit in physically or mentally or emotionally or sexually or spiritually with other people. And so what? It's like, so what? It's like, I'm going to make this my asset. I'm going to own it, whatever it is, right? Because every what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Every little thing about us, we can make it our defect, or we can make it our asset. It's as simple as that, right? So if you're a really good talker, you could become a thief, or you could become an orator, right? And then I have the Queen of Wands, who I always, she's very fiery, she's very enthusiastic. She knows when to act. She's the queen of now. She's the queen of now. So I'm getting this energy of this is the past, and I have a memory, or, and it's a good memory or a bad memory, right? But I can choose to make it whatever I want to make it. Wait, now. I go between oi, like my grandmother, or Dios mío. Self-care is the key. Self-care. And it's not only self-care, but it's also, there's this energy in this card of being really practical. She's super practical. So it's like, okay, well, I have this experience, or I have this memory, and how can I use it in a practical way? How can I use it in a practical way? Really interesting. Okay. Let me use my intuition. So I've been saying recently, I don't know who I was watching. I don't really watch that many tarot readers, but on occasion I watch some other tarot readers, and sometimes it's just somebody who comes up on my feed. I watch them once or twice. And one of the tarot readers had this understanding, like, that she's sitting in this state of it's a really funny card. I mean, I always see it as intuition because I see this as antennae, right? Sometimes I see it as like, like a moon phase card. Anyway, so here she is sitting, and I think she's like getting messages. She's sitting in a state of like peace, but it's almost like a state of in the dream life, not in the dream life, in reality, not in reality. A little bit sort of what I was talking about before. It's like, was that real? Right? And as she's sitting there, just trusting her intuition, something comes up in the back. There's this, it's almost like this new land is formed. It's like living in a place that's really volcanic, right? All of a sudden, like a new island appears. I'm living in a place that's, I mean, that could, who knows? That could happen here in Mexico City. You ever see, there was a really bad movie, well, whatever. It's like, maybe if I sit in my intuition, maybe if I sit between the worlds, maybe if I sit between reality and the dreamscape, right? And have the memory and understand that it might be illusory, right? Or maybe understand that I can actually choose whatever memory I want to have, right? And something subconscious comes up that maybe I can build something on. Because it's like a real wackadoo reading so far. Yeah. And then the Ace of Swords comes up, which is a new beginning, and it's a new way of thinking. And the way I understand the Ace of Swords is that this new idea is so fresh and so new, and this is metallic and it flashes, and it's like, it almost makes like the past dissolve. It makes the past dissolve. It's like, this is the new road, this is the new way, this is the new idea. And, that's all there is in a way. Toward abundance, toward generosity, toward creativity, toward flow, toward ease, toward creativity. Love the Empress. You have the high ground. So, excuse me. And that's also, it's a 7. It's the second 7. So it's confidence. It's this energy of allowing things to grow, of allowing things to manifest, of allowing. There's a real allowance with the Empress. That's what I always get with her. There's this allowance and ease, an empowerment of your dreams, an empowerment of your instinct, an empowerment of creating things. And it's sort of like, well, how are things created? I mean, you take physical action, yeah. And you also dream them. You also intuit them. Fascinating. So I have a lot of cards here that either one can see as intuition, or you can see as illusion. You're right. And I think that's really, in a way, the choice. The choice. So am I choosing to live in a fantasy? And I think what the fantasy is this is really, wow, what a reading this has become. It's like, I have a choice here, because here, let me show you the cards. So this is in the middle, and 2s are always choices. So I have a fantasy, or I can choose to live in my wound, right? I can choose to make a memory something like, oh, it wasn't really real, la, la, la. Or I can choose to turn it into, a new road. I can choose to turn it into having confidence. I can choose to turn it into being abundant, or I can choose to, say, oh, that'll never happen. Oh, I have dreams and I have hopes, but, oh, they're out in outer space, and, like, I'll never be really wealthy, and I'll never, have wisdom. I'll never have fame. Like, I'll never have any of those things, because my memory is that, I can't, or I won't, or something. But why not? Why not? I mean, here comes like this emotional fulfillment. Maybe it's about leaving the turbulence in your head and going to a calm place of intuition and seeing what comes up and where you're being led, toward your dreams, toward being practical, toward being self-loving, toward being abundant. Yeah, look at that. So that's like the card of loss and grief and stuff. And it's also a change emotionally. And I let go of the past and let go of the disappointment and the frustration and etc. And allow myself to live in the garden, allow myself to be abundant, allow myself to be creative, allow myself to follow my dreams, allow myself to go to a calm place in my head as opposed to living in the turbulence because I'm so attached to the memory of a wound. It's really powerful reading. All right, I'll put it all together. And so a lot of times I do reading and I ask questions because it's the tarot isn't written in stone. It's just like an energy or a little message of the moment. It's not written in stone. So it's kind of like trying to ignite little things in you so that you come to your own understanding of where you are, what the possibilities are, and where you don't allow yourself possibilities. All right. And you're not like you're alone. All right. I guess I'll start here. All right. A reminiscence of the dreams that you dreamt. And maybe the time now is to act toward your fulfillment. If you allow yourself to go to a calm place in your head, you can get new ideas through your intuition where new things can grow that are actually practical and self-loving, full of abundance. You have confidence in your passion. The road ahead is a bit mysterious. However, I think you're being led by your intuition and your dreams. Every time this comes up, and it comes up, fairly frequently. I always feel like that, it's a choice. I always feel like all the fives are a choice because the fives are all change. And it's like, well, we can choose to change or we can choose not to change. We could choose to live in grief, right? And live in disappointment and loss. And I'm not discarding that. I'm not saying that that's not valid. I'm not saying that one shouldn't feel those feelings, but I think what I am saying is that it doesn't have to color the rest of our existence. I think that's what I'm saying. Really interesting. You, my first. So who knows where I'm going? Who knows where I'm going this week with everybody? Blessings. It's an empowering reading, actually. I find it very empowering. Blessings.